It's a great afternoon here on Glory 93.9 FM, and it is exactly 4 minutes past the 12:30 hour. And you know what that means. You are locked and loaded with Joinae Gibson here on the shift. Listen, I am always, absolutely always willing to bet my bottom dollar that there is absolutely nothing like a smooth transition into the midday. Thank you for all those tuned in via Glory 93.9 FM, all those on Facebook, YouTube, our worldwide listeners, even TikTok, wherever you are tuned in from. Thank you for always keeping it locked and loaded. Now, this is the point of the show where I would say something like, it's Christmas and we're X amount of days away from Christmas, but you already know the drill. So, this is my official clarion call for you, the shifter. You don't miss a beat, you don't miss a show every Monday through Friday, whether you are in your car, listening to the radio, on YouTube, on Facebook, or rewatching this video. Thank you for always keeping it locked and loaded. Please listen. I don't know if it's just me, but everyone loves early Christmas presents. And the difficulty with an early Christmas present is that you cannot wait until the 25th to open the gift. So listen, this is your early Christmas present to be. Invite someone to like and share the show. That's my only gift that I want this year. Please invite someone to like and share the show. I encourage you to spread the word about the shift. Invite someone, tag someone. If it's a family, a friend, a neighbor, a co-worker, just invite someone. Post it on your WhatsApp status. Invite someone to tune in to Glory 93.9 FM with Joinae Gibson on the shift. Okay, right? Take a moment if you have to, please tag your friends, tag everyone. Additionally, if you haven't already, you can follow myself and Glory 93.9 FM on all social media platforms. And I've recently added Instagram, so you can check out Joinae Gibson Music on Instagram, right? Boom. I cannot express to you enough. Spread the word about the shift. Y'all know I'm getting everything out of the way because we need the time today. All right. Um, what am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Don't forget that's Joinae Gibson Music, and that's only on Instagram, right? Okay. For all those tuned in via Glory 93.9 FM, wherever you are, thank you for always keeping it locked and loaded. Now, shifters, I already see you typing in the comments. Let me know that you are here. It's Monday, y'all. Holy Ghost and fire. I don't know, something about Mondays. They always do something. I come for that today. All right, all right. Now let me know that you are here in the comments. Of course, good afternoon, Miss Swords. How you doing? For your benefit, always for your benefit. The call and text lines are open. The call line today is 242-827-2543. Once again, 242-827-2543. And the text line is 242-817-2544. Now, of course, like I always say, if you're unable to chime in the comment section, you may be driving or you're at work or, just busy on the road doing some Christmas shopping, early Christmas shopping. However, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. I appreciate your listening ear. That's all we need day by day on this journey together with you and me. All right. I have a quote here by Shannon Adler that says, realize that narcissists have an addiction disorder. And I'll say that slow. Hey, Miss Deborah, how you doing? They have realized narcissists have an addiction disorder. They are strongly addicted to feeling significant. Like any addict, they will do whatever it takes to get this feeling often. I'll read that again. Realize that narcissists have an addiction disorder. They, they, okay, all right. I want to take my time. All right. They are strongly addicted to feeling significant. They have to feel significance. Like any addict, anyone who's addicted to anything, they will do whatever it takes to get this feeling often. This leads me into today's topic, and it is manipulation. Manipulation is a psychological tactic that involves controlling or influencing another person in a underhanded or unfair way to achieve your own goal. Manipulation is a psychological tactic that involves controlling or influencing another person in a underhanded or unfair way to achieve your goal. It can involve using emotional and psychological tactics to change someone's behavior or their perception, right? Some examples of manipulative behaviors include seduction, suggestion, coercion, blackmail, sarcasm, and negative humor. You know, those jokes around Christmas time that aren't really jokes, but you could tell that they couldn't wait until the family gathering just to say it. This is a form of manipulation. And today you may be listening and I always want to touch both sides of the spectrum because there are a lot of persons being manipulated and there are a lot of persons that are manipulative. You may be the manipulator in this instance. You may be the one, with that negative or inappropriate joke or what you cover up as a joke to really get under someone's skin. It's your passive aggressiveness that you try to, cover up as a joke. Hey, Miss Christina, how you doing? And I want to go back to this definition for all those tuned in. Hey, Joinae Smith, thank you for always keeping it locked and loaded. The definition today, the topic today is manipulation. And I know it's such a broad topic, but we're going to reel it in. Manipulation is a psychological tactic, right? It is a strategy that involves controlling or influencing another person in a underhanded way or unfair way to achieve one one's goal, right? It can involve using emotional and psychological tactics, to change someone's behavior or perception. Examples are seduction, suggestion, when they suggest something about you, sarcasm, and negative humor. Now, I find that, we are in the holiday season, families are getting together, persons that you may have not seen for the entire year. And, there is some negative humor, there is some negative joke. Manipulators are often good at reading emotions, and they use this skill to identify their victims' weaknesses and take advantage of them. Manipulation can have a negative impact on your mental health, leading to feelings of isolation, low self esteem, anxiety, depression. People usually tolerate manipulation as a trauma response, right? And we talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago or sometime last week about people pleasing. This is the trauma response to manipulation. Because when I set this boundary, because when I set this precedent, how you handle me and how we move forward or the way forward, you are trying to manipulate or someone is trying to manipulate you to get a different reaction, to get their reaction, right? Manipulation, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but manipulation is often used as a mask to hide a person's true identity or their true emotions toward you or your true emotions toward them. My question to you today, are you an easy person to manipulate? Don't all answer at once. Are you okay? Thank you, Holy Ghost. Right? Are you an easy person to manipulate? I find that persons who are submissive and dependent in their personality are more likely to be manipulated because they are more vulnerable. They are more vulnerable to being exploited and manipulated. So let's say you meet a narcissistic female, a partner, right? Male or female, right? And they notice that you are emotionally dependent. Or you can say a narcissistic coworker, a narcissistic business partner, or even a narcissistic leader. It means that you have an emotional dependency where someone realizes, okay, well, in order to get this person, in order to manipulate this person, I can I can do this through their emotional dependency. Emotional dependency is when someone relies on another person or to meet their emotional needs, to cope with their feelings, right? Examples of this are constant needs of reassurance. They constantly need to be reassured of their spot in your life, feeling empty or anxious when you are by yourself. So a lot of persons, you hear them, they don't want to travel by themselves, they don't want to go out by themselves, they don't want to do anything by themselves. This is someone who is emotionally dependent, believing that you can't be happy or secure without someone else's approval, right? Having the feelings of jealousy and being possessive. This is someone who is emotionally dependent. Having difficulty trusting someone's feelings for you, lack of self control. You don't trust that they love you, or you don't trust that they mean the best for you. This is someone emotionally dependent, and you constantly have to reassure this person. You constantly have to, be around this person. Right? Feeling uncomfortable when you are not with the person that you are dependent on. So, a lot of times you have persons that may say, okay, I need my best friend to make this decision. I need this person to help me be secure in the decision that I'm about to make. That is someone who is emotionally dependent. Right. And don't forget, I asked the question, are you someone that is easy to manipulate? I find that when we talk about manipulation, we always focus on one side of manipulation, and that is someone trying to manipulate us. But let's really talk about the instances where we use, and especially as women, where we use manipulation to get what we want. You know, it, it, it's tricky because you want to say there is a good way and there is a bad way, but manipulation is manipulation, right? You are easy to manipulate when someone, and this can be in any instance, right? It could straight across the board. This is not just in relationships. This is just this could be your work. This can be your business. This can be in your friendship. This can be in any area of your life where persons realize or narcissists realize that you are easy to manipulate, and they use the love bomb technique on you, right? Love bombing is, I want to spoil you. I've never met someone more beautiful than you. And don't forget, this can be done not just in your male female boyfriend girlfriend husband wife relationship, but this can be done on your job. It can be done in your business. It can be done in your friendships where persons will want to spoil you. They will lift you up, constantly reassure you, tell you that they want to be with you all the time. Oh, do you know how much value you bring to this organization, or how much boom 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 boom, right? Or they will just constantly check in, constantly follow up, and they need constant reassurance like, well, I text you why you didn't answer me, or I WhatsApp you why you didn't answer me. Or I'm just checking in, but in reality, this person is just trying to monitor your every move, right? Or In relationships, you'll hear things like, and these are signs that you can look out for. We are soulmates. We're meant to be together. You are my my best friend, or we belong together. Or in every lifetime, you and I end up together. Or they'll say things like, when we're married or when we have kids, they will make your mind think about the future when they know that they don't want a future with you. And I want to hear your comments on this. For all those listening via Glory 93.9 FM, all those watching on Facebook, YouTube, our worldwide listeners. Today we are talking about manipulation and how dangerous it is, right? We had a definition earlier, and I'm going to read that to you. But first, I want you to know that the call and text lines, they are open. The text line today is 242-817-2544, or you can call at 242 827 2543. Manipulation is a psychological tactic that involves controlling or influencing someone else's behavior, right, to achieve your own goal, right? Now, we talked about, it is a trait that narcissists use, yes, and they love bomb you, and that can be in many different instances, right? They say things like, I love you so much, the way our love makes me do crazy things. They are constantly set off easily and become defensive or even abusive if you criticize them or you challenge them. So take for instance, if someone is in a abusive relationship and the abuser does something and they say, listen, because I love you so much, watch the manipulation now. Because I love you so much, that's why I block your eye. That's why I drag you with my car. That's why I knock you down with your baby in your hand. That's why I did this. Because I love you so much, it forces me to do crazy things. And I know at some point someone somewhere has experienced something like this, right? So when they start to use this tactic, and we're going to get into that a little later, but when they start to use this tactic, it is to trick your mind or manipulate your thought process or your mind in a way to say, well, this is what love looks like. This is what kindness looks like. Although you know what love should be or what love should look like, the manipulator constantly constantly uses this tactic to say, listen, I love you so much. That's why I do this. I love you so much. That's why I abuse you. And not just physically, but even emotional abuse, spiritual abuse, all of these kinds of abuse, they will use and say, something, it is because I love you. I recall having a conversation with someone very recently, and we were talking about how two things can be true at once, where someone can, and this is a very difficult concept to grasp, where someone can love you, but they cannot lose that manipulative trait, where their intentions toward you or their feelings toward you could be genuine, but it's not genuine enough to get over those bad character traits, where they cannot help but sabotage you, where they cannot help but backbite you, where they cannot help but undermine you or help, trying to create difficult scenarios to make your life more difficult. Okay, let me get to some comments. K Forbes says exactly. Y'all met 6 days ago, and he could see you with 5 kids and a big house with a white picket fence. Exactly. Listen, I could, and especially in, let's narrow it down to boyfriend girlfriend relationships. And the narcissist or the manipulator would say something like, listen, I could see you in my future. I, I, you look like wifey material. I could, you could be the man, you could be the mother of my children. I could see that. Listen, when we get married or when we have kids, they will pressure you into rushing rushing things and making big plans for the future when you've only known each other for a short while. And this, because of your emotional dependency, because of your need to be reassured, because of your need to hear things about your future. Don't forget, anyone that is manipulative or a narcissist, they are very sharp and they can pick up on your emotions very quickly. They are great discerners of emotions. So they will say certain things or ask you certain questions to get an understanding of who you really are or what really gets you or what gets your attention. So take for example, if you meet a guy somewhere and and then they love to do this. I just land my new Honda Pilot. Oh, I just land my what is another one? My Acura car. I try to let the guy put some rims on it, put some tints on it. Yeah, I gotta put my set in the back trunk. And you I, ca- oh yeah. Yeah, I say I wanted a, and I say I wanted a, yeah, boy, oh, that's nice. You may have to take me for a ride in that one day. This narcissist, this manipulator already see, okay, I know what to do. I know what to do to get you. I know what to do to get your attention. I know what to do to easy manipulate you to get what I want from you, right? Or another tactic they would use is my ex, he or she, however, whatever scenario you find yourself in, he or she was a psycho man. Oh no, mm-mm. They will never take responsibility of their past failures. They will never take responsibility of their previous situations. And in fact, they will use that as a way to even try and make you feel insecure. So if you question something that they do that is off, or you pick up on their manipulation, they'll say something like, oh no, you sound just like my ex. To try and guilt trip you into or to trick your mind to say, okay, what you discern and what you pick up wasn't real. Okay, then you have some. Oh, how could I forget this one? The last one I have here says, "So what if I texted the other girl? What about the trip I just took you on?" This is another tactic of manipulation. And you don't remember the other day I just buy you lunch? Why you? I, why would something like that offend you? Why would something like that? I never took you for that kind of person. I didn't know you were insecure. I didn't know you battled with, and they will try to manipulate you and to cause you doubt. Okay. All right. I already know y'all was keeping quiet. Let's go all the way. Extreme narcissist. Anyone who's extreme in their manipulation tactics. They love to target, and I don't know, maybe it's sort of a test the waters thing. They really love to target strong willed people or strong minded people. It's almost like a way to test their confidence in their ability to manipulate. You know how dangerous it is for someone, and it's if you really sit down and think about it, that someone may sit in their car, sit in their home, sit on their job, sit wherever, in their bedroom, and think of ways, strategize ways to manipulate you to get their desired result. K Farb says, yes, because why the baby mother or the ex wife was always the problem. Exactly. Extreme narcissists, they will target, and I feel it has a lot to do with the pride, right? Because they have manipulated persons. They have strategized so much that they don't have to strategize anymore. It's innate. It's second nature. They will manipulate you without even thinking about it, without even spending long time trying to strategize against you. They can automatically pick up a personality trait, a personality or emotional dependency, and exploit that immediately, right? Extreme narcissists will will use persons. Okay, so take for example, if you are a strong minded, strong willed person, if you're a very difficult person to manipulate, they will try to provoke you. So they know that they can't get you because of your looks or because of your intelligence. So they will try to provoke you. There is a term called despise the free lunch, right? They will offer you unsolicited, unprovoked, anything. Maybe offer you money, offer you a gift, offer you something, only to prime you up for a favor later down the line that you wouldn't want to do. But because you feel like, oh well, they were so nice to me, or they man, they did this for my child, or they did this for my X, Y, and Z, or I remember when they helped me out when I was down, they will use this. Is it is a tactic, and I have it here, delayed gratification, where they will sow seeds, and this is why you have to be careful. They will sow seeds, buy you lunch. The term despise free lunch doesn't always talk, isn't only necessarily about food, but they will offer you something that you are in need of, unsolicited, unprovoked. You didn't even ask for this, right? Because they already see your situation, and they will use that to prime you up for later, prime you up to compromise later. Okay, they'll prime you up so that you can't say no. So that your saying no will feel like an insult to them. They will try to provoke you, to try and get a response out of you, try to, okay, let's say there are a group of people that may like something about you. Say, oh, something, her personality is outgoing. Her personality is, oh, I love her personality, or I love the way he does this, or he is very skilled at carpentry, or he's a very skilled writer, or he is very skilled on the drums, or he is very skilled, or she is very skilled, maybe doing hair or nails, however. And if persons are, you know, capitalizing on your strengths, this person that is a manipulator will use that as an opportunity to throw a wedge in that. So they will wait. So that okay. So the scenario is a group of persons are talking well about you. You come into that room with the group of persons. The manipulator tries to or controls the situation or turns that conversation in a way where they constantly nitpick at something that, or maybe it's just a small flaw that they see. They say, oh, you, hey, what happened? You remember one of these people bigging you up saying you use a major carpenter. You remember when I had to teach you how to lay carpet? You remember when you couldn't even cut the rug good? You remember when I had to teach you how to speak, how to write? You remember when I all of these things to provoke you, to get a reaction out of you, so that the persons who were just quote unquote praising you or lifting you up sees you in a different light. All right. K Forbes says some of them so dangerous. If they read that you like or need affirmation slash praise or compliments, they will intentionally hold those things to try and trigger your insecurities. Absolutely right. They will use this as an opportunity just to trigger you. Okay. If you are someone that is confident in your appearance, they will try and make you feel like something needs work. So let's say you are confident about, maybe let's say, your body type or your weight, right? If they see you looking, and this is real, they see you looking in the mirror and they would suggest something like, oh, you going to the gym soon, eh? Yeah, because I see. Or have you ever considered getting surgery on your butt? Would you consider maybe just doing a reduction surgery? You don't need much, all you need is to get rid of that. All of these are manipulation tactics that, and think about it. When you think about manipulation, or let's liken it to fixing hair or a sculpture, when you manipulate something, it means to get it to turn and to bend into a way that you desire. So for example, the manipulate the sculpture or the hair. Your hair in this scenario would be your self-esteem, um, and the manipulation, or your self-worth or your confidence. And the manipulation tactic would be to over criticize, to have projection, to blackmail you, to guilt trip you, to say inappropriate comments or negative comments hidden as jokes, for the end result to make you doubt, or to make you conform, or to make you controlled in a way that will cause you to say, well, maybe I need to. Hey, Miss Ruth May, maybe I need to go and get something done, or maybe I need to speak different, or maybe I need to, and it diminishes your authenticity. That is their main goal. Okay, here are 5 signs that someone is manipulating you. And we talked about this already. For all those tuned in via Glory 93.9 FM, the call and text lines are open. Today you can call at 242-827-2543, or you can text at 817-2544. For those just tuned in, today we are talking about manipulation. And of course, this is not a conventional topic, but I do feel like we need to bring light and really see the manipulation tactics of the persons around you, or in your space, in your immediate space, in your business, however you want to put it, whatever area of your life you may notice some of these traits, right? Let me go back to the definition of manipulation. Manipulation is a psychological tactic. It's all in the head, right? It involves controlling or influencing another person in an underhanded or unfair way to achieve one's goal. 5 signs that someone is manipulating you. First one, guilt trip. We talked about it very briefly earlier. If you truly love me, you would do this to me. They will exploit your empathy to get you to do something against your better judgment. If you care about this relationship, if you care about this, what we have going on here, you would give me a call. When it was because of their inappropriateness or them being offensive, you set a boundary. But because you set that boundary, they're now trying to guilt trip you into loosing that boundary, or taking away that boundary, or to give them that same level of access. K Forbes says, like a significant other intentionally withholding love or affection or intimacy to manipulate you to work for it or to prove yourself to them. Absolutely right. Hey, Miss Ruth May, how you doing? Right? If you care about this relationship, you would call me. They will try to force you into specific behaviors that only are for them. They will try to give you an ultimatum because you set a boundary. And don't forget about last week, sometime we talked about, building healthy relationships, and how, building boundaries are healthy. And the moment that you try to set a boundary, especially when it comes to a narcissistic person or a manipulative person, the first step is they will guilt trip you. Hey, Miss Chevette, how you doing? If you care about this relationship, call me. If you truly love me, you would do this for me. As a matter of fact, they would know your morals. They would know your beliefs, your core beliefs, and will try to guilt trip you into doing something that goes against who you really are. Okay. They second one is they will good cop, bad cop you. Shabbat says that's them. Someone who is trying to manipulate you will alternate from being extremely nice to extremely rude. And this can happen over minutes or hours, right? They will use it will or they will cause the confusion and uncertainty about their true nature. And this tactic leads you to rationalize their negative traits, watch this, in hopes that they're going to return to their kinder self. So you'll hear a person say, man, well, he wasn't always like this, you know. When we first met, he was very, very nice. He used to do everything for me. Then they'll say, man, don't mind him now. He could change. This tactic is manipulation to try and get you to rationalize their negative traits in hopes that they're going to return to their kinder self. When in reality, when they met you first, it was a love bomb. They tried to shower you with gifts, shower you with kindness, try to do all these things just to reel you in and to lock you in. And then when you too deep in, they pull back, show their true selves, and you left feeling like, but they just wasn't she just nice to me? They cause you to doubt. They cause you to doubt your thoughts. They cause you to doubt your feelings. They cause you to doubt everything. Watch this. I talked about this earlier, right? Creating dependence. Someone who is trying to manipulate you will create a scenario where you become financially and emotionally dependent on them. They will make it so that the thoughts of leaving them will seem extremely impossible, daunting, nearly impossible. Like by fostering this dependence, you can feel pressure to leave the situation, even or you'll be no sorry, you'll feel pressured to stay in the situation even when separation is clearly at your best interest. So they will try to create this dependence like, okay, you can't survive without me. Everything that I do for you, you cannot do on your own, you cannot do by yourself. Kind of like those friends who believe that, once they exit your life or once you decide to set a boundary. And this is that narcissistic, manipulative friend that will constantly say mean and vindictive things, constantly, have underhanded jokes about you or constantly try to manipulate you. That kind of person, when you try to set that boundary, they will try to make you feel like, okay, you can't survive without me. You can't operate without me. You won't survive. Fourth one is gaslighting. And y'all know it all too well. I don't even think I have to explain this. This tactic involves someone constantly questioning your memories. For example, they may deny saying something that you strongly feel that you heard. And you start questioning yourself like, did they really say that? But but no, did I? I'm sure I saw them. I, that was him you saw at that party. And by the time as he get home, he'll gaslight you. Watch it now. Gaslight you and say, me? That was me? No man. No man, that was never me. Or a Facebook commenter says that's like their boss. Me, you sure? Or even like if they say something like, I told you, oh, especially if you have shifts, right? I told you to show up for work for 1 o'clock, not three. And you know your shift was for 3 o'clock, you know. They say, no, that doesn't even make sense. I would never tell you that. Why would I even say something dumb and stupid like that? Why would I even be to that party? Why would I even be out with that person? They will gaslight you into doubting your memory, like, am I am I really tripping out? Okay. It will cause self-doubt and reduce your self-esteem, literally, where you're guessing if this really happened. To the point, did I dream this? Maybe I dream. They tell me come to work for 1 o'clock. Maybe I dream. They tell me come exactly. Fifth one is isolation. Someone who is trying to manipulate you will cause you to slowly, and you find this especially in narcissistic relationships. It will try to isolate you from your friends, your family, your entire support group. Anyone who has your best interest at heart. As a matter of fact, anyone who can spot their manipulation tactics, they will try and pull you away from them. And this ties into, oh God, this ties into creating dependence, where you isolate yourself. You know, you only 18 and you're gonna move out, move out, get this apartment with this person. Isolate you. You're in nowhere near your mommy, nowhere near your auntie, nowhere near your daddy, nowhere near your sister. Someone who is trying to manipulate you to later destroy you, or and the thing is, they can't help it. It is a part of them. So they say, you know something? First thing, let me guilt trip you. What why you know I'm moving with me? You don't love me? You know it ain't time for you to move. You know God ain't never give you that instruction to open that business yet. And they will trick you, guilt trip you. Man, let's do this together. Come on, man. Because of your heart, because they're trying to exploit your empathy to get you to do something against your better judgment, right? If you care about this friendship, you would do this business with me. You would invest in my business. Then, if that don't work, then they get extremely rude, and you say, "Man, no, man, I've never seen this side of this person." And then when you address it, they'll say something like, "But that isn't my character. Have I ever been rude to you? You just triggered me." They will never take accountability for their actions. Then they create dependence. They'll do something for you. Or in this scenario, they'll say, "Well, you want to remember that time I helped you out and you can't do this for me now? You and you know it isn't good for you to do." Then they'll gaslight you. And mind it all goes in stages. They'll gaslight you and say, I could have never been there. That was not me you saw. No, the man said that was my twin. Hi, Holy Ghost. That was my twin. That wasn't me you saw at that party. Baby, listen, listen. That wasn't me. Yeah, your friend thinks she see me, but she ain't see me. That wasn't me. Mind you, your friend and call you on video call, you know. Y'all ain't what talking. Y'all ain't want talking. Y'all ain't want talking. You see everything you needed to see. As a matter of fact, let's take it outside of relationship. You know, mm, you know that person in your company is a detriment to the company, but you refuse to let them go. You know why? Because every time you get close to letting them go, something is go wrong. Every time, watch it now. Every time they see you and see, they're so manipulative, they watching the boss. They know when the boss aggravated with them. They know when the boss about to fire them. So their manipulation tactics go up to a whole nother level. They done discern, already pick up based on the boss's emotions, based on the boss's reactions, and listen, this person about to let them go right now. So you know what they do? Boss man, and this is something that we have to go into triangulation through manipulation. They go to the boss. Boss man, I ain't even know Chevette did feel that way about you. You see, boy, boy, I wouldn't even the things she said about you. I don't even see that. I don't. I don't know what they talking about. What, boss man? Boss man, see me? I got your best interest at heart. The only reason I telling you this is because I looking out for you, boss man or boss lady. So they're already working on the one who they need the favor from through manipulation. Guilt trip them. I'm boss man. Don't let me go. I only steal $5 one time. And what you have to understand is that my baby was hungry. Listen, y'all don't want to have these conversations. Let's touch it. Or watch manipulation. They'll freak out on you, talk to you like a dog, then come back like nothing ever happened. They will be so good at their job doing a particular thing, a particular task, and it forces you to feel like, oh boy, we can't survive without this person. The, anytime, and I read it earlier, anyone who manipulates, anyone who's a narcissist, they are usually very good at reading emotions. They read body language very well. So they'll know when someone is about to make a move against them and up everything that they were doing before. I have a quote here that says, if you are an approval addict, your behavior is easy to control. It is as that of any other junkie. All a manipulator need to do is a simple two-step process. Give you what you crave, then take it away. Whew. The quote says, wow, okay, I'll skip that, right? If you are an approval addict, your behavior is easy to control. People pleasing, right? All a manipulator need to do is two things. Give you something and take it away. Give you money, take it away. Give you love, take it away. Give you a position, take it away. All a manipulator need to do to someone that constantly seeks approval, a people pleaser, someone who always wants to be in the in crowd, is give you something and take it away. Jesus be offense. Our time has almost come and gone, but I want to really help you with some ways that you can disarm this manipulation. Javette says that's them. K Farb says no support, no covering. And this is when I was talking about, you know, it's not the time for you to leave your mom's house. Yes, mommy could, trip out a little bit. Yes, mommy is getting a little crazy, start banging pots and pans. But she knows that he is a narcissist. She knows that he is manipulating you. She can see further than you can. So his tactic is to guilt trip you and say, you don't You don't know in the future when we get married, you gotta forsake all others to get you to move in with him, to get you isolated from your family and your friends. Or let's take it a step further. He'll say something like, your friends, they jealous, they jealous of you, man. They don't want you off no good, man. They see your friend, she try to come on to me, Me and Amina used to talk but in high school. It's 90 years ago now, right? She just don't want nothing good for you. K Forbes says, you sure that was my car? I don't even walk like that. Chevette says, we thought the red flags was a carnival. Red flags were fun at the time, K Forbes says. Yes, you have begun and performing for more. Yes. Gee, yeah. You 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 can see that I really just trying to secure our future. How we gonna know it how it is when we get married? You see the trick? Let me go back. Y'all ain't taking me serious. Let me watch it. This is their way of creating dependence. Don't worry. I know your mommy freaking out. I know your daddy freaking out. I know your brother freaking out. I know your sister freaking out. They just don't like me. See me? And I don't know who I'm talking to today, and I don't know why I keep saying yeah, but see me? I know what it is to survive. Don't worry. I could cover the rent. I could cover the rent, and I could get you a car. So you don't gotta depend on nobody for no ride. When you look, the rent, the lease in his name, the car in his name. So when he balks you in your eye, emotionally abuse you, take advantage of you, you feel like you know something. I need to get out of here. And then you feel guilty because you're ready to forsake your family. You're ready to forsake your friends. You're ready. Don't talk to your friends no more. No one could reach you on WhatsApp. No one could talk to you. No one could spend no time with you. And because you're already isolated by this narcissist, this manipulator, you can't reach nobody. So although leaving may be in your best interest, you are afraid to leave because of your level of dependency. Jesus, be offense. Okay, okay. Here are some ways, and our time is almost coming on, but here are some ways you can combat when someone is trying to manipulate you or trying to really disguise who they really are in your life. K Forbes says, yes, financial abuse and isolation leave you with nowhere to run. Right. So you'll hear a lot of persons say, well, I can't leave because this person takes care of XYZ. So, although they are abusive, although they are manipulative, although they are a narcissist, you find yourself in a bind because of dependency. And then there is that manipulation from everywhere where, especially with women, if we create this sort of independence, and if you listen to it's sort of manipulative, when people would be intimidated or males would be intimidated when the woman doesn't need them. Don't get me wrong. Just think about it. They try to guilt trip you because of your accomplishments or because of your independence, because you can pay your own rent, because you can license and insure your own car, buy your own car, or, you know, make your own down payment on your house. Because now manipulation has to go up to another level. I can't manipulate you with things because you already have everything. So the next manipulation tactic is that, okay, She has all of this. She can do all of this. Let me break down her self esteem. Let me break down her self worth. Manipulate you. Your whole paycheck, girl in his hand. Okay. Time is almost come and gone. K Farb says, I ain't talked to my family in 3 years and I have no friends. He done convince you that you only need him. Exactly. First solution to this when dealing with a narcissist or dealing with someone that is extremely manipulative is to stay calm and composed. Everything that someone that is manipulative is trying to get you to do is to be out of character. So we gave the scenario with, people speaking highly of you or people praising you or acknowledging your accomplishments. So they will try to manipulate that situation to get a rise out of you. Don't give it. It's going to be difficult, trust me, but it is imperative that you stay calm and composed. Keep your responses brief, right? When you interact with a narcissist or a manipulator, keeping your or the vulnerable parts of your life out of the conversation may be in your best interest because they will then have nothing to manipulate you by, right? Things you can say to disarm them, like, this doesn't work for me. I understand how you feel, but I feel differently. I don't when they try to guilt trip you or to target your self esteem or to target the way you look or target the way you think. You could say something like, I don't see myself that way. I don't I remember it differently. When you start to say these things, I promise you, they will get aggressive. They will throw tantrums. Do not be alarmed. And you can say something like, I will only have this conversation with you about this situation if you are willing to listen and understand my perspective. I'm not going to explain why this is important to me, but it is. When they try to be intrusive and try to get you to talk about things that you've made it abundantly clear that you don't want to talk about, you say something like, I'm not willing to talk about that. Don't forget, we talked about the good cop, bad cop. So a solution when they try to bust the good cop, bad cop, where they're extremely nice one moment, like a sour patch, extremely nice one moment, and then sour the next. When they get sour, you say something like, if you continue to talk to me this way, I will walk away. If you continue to have this attitude, if you continue to raise your voice, if you continue to curse, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to step away from this conversation. If they try to guilt trip you, and this is my last one I'm going to say today. If they try to guilt trip you, you know, those friends that know that they don't really like you and are not really friends. I want to read this post I saw on Facebook. I'm only going to read a part of it and I'm going to paraphrase. The point is, if you don't like them, why do you insist on doing things with them? There is a huge difference between putting differences aside and intentionally working with someone you had a falling out with because you want to feel better about yourself. And this is quote, air quote. I don't like them, but I'm working with them. I feel like it's a good deed. There is nothing good about it. It's narcissistic. It is the heart of an egomaniac. If God genuinely placed them on your heart, then you need to have a conversation with them before trying to collaborate with them. There are a lot of manipulative friends, and this is both male and female. A lot of manipulative, maybe co-workers. What else? Maybe in a relationship with someone who's manipulative, you may have a boss or a leader that's manipulative, or you may, you know, be manipulative yourself. And you are trying to control scenarios, trying to underhandedly work to manipulate a situation that only suits you. Today, you need to stop. Okay. Another response that you can give when maybe someone is inviting you somewhere and you know, you know that they don't have your best interest at heart. Thank you for inviting me, but I'm not available. If you find yourself having to constantly doubt someone's intentions, constantly doubting how they handle you, how they make you feel uncomfortable, how they try to comment about things just about you, or maybe you've been vulnerable with someone and they wait till you get in an open forum to bring up that vulnerability. This is your side to set a boundary and to start replacing um, these comments with these responses. If you, I don't have time to go over them again, but I invite you to rewatch this video to really help curb and recognize the tactics of manipulators. They can come in every shape, every color, every male, female, gender, ever. At anything you, any shape or form, they can come in that. They can start off as nice. They can start off as mean. They can shower you with gifts. They can withhold gifts. All of these are signs of manipulation. Today, I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and I know, it's a little difficult to really have this kind of conversation, but it is necessary. If you find yourself today listening to this broadcast, listening in your car, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, if you find yourself listening to this, I want you to really just analyze your life. See where you could be manipulating someone for your best interest and someone could be manipulating you for their best interest. It isn't just, someone doing it to you or, you know, woe is me. But there are some traits that you must admit you have been doing, whether that is gaslighting, whether that is, codependency, constantly depending on someone, however, or putting yourself in a position to be the one that they depend on. All of these things, I want you to revisit it. Of course, like I said, our time, whoa, has come and gone, right? But this is not your only opportunity to have this conversation, this great conversation with your favorite person. And I know I'm the favorite, right? Favorite person on your favorite station right here on Glory 93.9 FM. Until tomorrow, we can have this conversation again every Monday through Friday, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. I pray that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for keeping it always locked and loaded.
Hallelujah. Come on with the continuing of your hands. Lift up your hands, open up your mouth. God, we give you glory. We praise your name. Amen. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Come on. I see you clapping. Come on. Yes, sir. Hey, hey. Song goes like this. God is the joy and the strength of my life. He moves all pain, misery, and strife. Promise to keep me, never to leave me. He's never ever come short of his word. I've got to fast and pray, stay in the night, and keep my life clean ever.